Hello, geometry students. I owe you a video going over using sine, cosine, and tangent. We are going to be assessing this week, and we're just going to focus on using sine, cosine, and tangent to find a missing side length. We will do our assessment for inverse tangent next week. So don't worry about that for this one. So let's do a couple of examples. I have here a whole list of them. I've got like 12 problems on this page. So what I'll do is go through a couple of them with you, and then we'll take a look at giving you an opportunity to do the rest for some additional practice. What I'll do is post solutions for this later on, okay? So first things first, I always want to start with my SOHCAHTOA. And what I'm going to do, again, is utilize our highlighters and different colors so that we can see the information we have and which trig function we want to use. So here I have my 28-degree angle. I have my opposite side, my adjacent side is here, and my hypotenuse is the 19. So I'm labeling the ones I have or want to have. So which trig function uses opposite and hypotenuse? So I'm going to look for where we have O's, and my options are sine, which has hypotenuse, and tangent, which has adjacent. So I think I want sine. So what I'm going to do is set up my trig function as sine of my angle equals my opposite over my hypotenuse. And then we cross multiply. Okay, so 19 times the sine of 28 equals my x. Okay, and then I'm going to pull up my scientific calculator. Okay, this is the one on my cell phone, and I am going to do, 19 times the sine of 28. You see that's what it looks like. Hit enter. I get 8.91995. So I'm going to put 8.92. So x is approximately 8.92. Okay. Here we have our 45-degree angle. My opposite side is 8. My adjacent side is x. And I don't know anything about my hypotenuse. Okay, so this one is opposite and adjacent. Opposite and adjacent is tangent. So I am going to set up the tangent of 45 equals 8 over x. When I cross multiply, we get x times the tangent of 45 equals 8. I'm going to end up dividing both sides by the tangent of 45. And then I'm going to go to my calculator and do 8 divided by tangent 45. 8 divided by tangent 45. And it's 8. Interesting. Okay, so one thing you are going to start to notice as you do these problems, and this is a shortcut, okay? If you notice right here, x equals 8 divided by the tangent of 40, if I swap my diagonals, I get where I need to be. So I just have to trade places with these two values, and it will work. Okay, so that's a nice shortcut for you, and we'll use that shortcut here on the next one. Okay, so I've got a 61-degree angle, so I'm going to label my opposite side, my adjacent side, and my hypotenuse. I'm trying to use consistent colors throughout. So I have a 61-degree angle. I know my adjacent side, and I want to know my hypotenuse. So adjacent and hypotenuse is cosine. So this one, I'm going to set up a cosine problem. So cosine of 61 equals 18 over x. I'm going to trade my diagonal. So I get x equals 18 divided by the cosine of 61 to get my answer. 18 divided by the cosine of 61 equals 37.127. So I'm going to round up to 37.13. Approximately 37.13. Okay. So I'm going to leave this row for you, but let's go through and just label our sides. Okay. 25-degree angle, this is opposite. 60-degree angle, this is opposite. 30-degree angle, this is opposite. My 25-degree angle, this is my adjacent, and my adjacent, and then my hypotenuse, and hypotenuse. So if I look at this one, I know my opposite, I want to know my hypotenuse. I'm going to set up a sine, okay? Here I know my adjacent and I want to know my hypotenuse. Adjacent and hypotenuse is cosine. Opposite and hypotenuse, sine. So you try these three. Sine, cosine, sine. Okay? And I will share those responses with you later. I do want to look at this one. This one's kind of funny because we have a 0-degree angle. So let's take a look. 0 degrees, this is my opposite side. My adjacent side. And my hypotenuse. What do you think is going to happen with a 0-degree angle? My opposite and adjacent. So I'm going to rewrite my SOHCAHTOA. Okay, opposite and adjacent is tangent. So tangent of 0 degrees equals x over 63. So 63 times the tangent of 0 equals x. So here's my calculator. 63 times tangent of 0 equals 0. We have absolutely no incline. Remember, our tangent is really telling us our slope angle. So this is really like a slope triangle. So if I have a 0-degree angle, I have 0 degrees of incline, which means my rise is 0. Okay, so that's just a comparison to the slope triangles that we talked about when we first started talking about sine, cosine, and tangent. Okay, there's a few more here. I want you to pay attention to this one because here there are no angles other than the right angle. So here is an opportunity to practice the Pythagorean theorem. So make sure you use the Pythagorean theorem on this one, okay? So label your sides opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. Compare it to SOHCAHTOA, and that will tell you which trig function you need to use, okay? Have a great week, everybody.